Hey, my friends, how you guys doing tonight? This is Xavier with the Business Building Tuesday. So you guys know exactly what we do every single Tuesday, and that is to help you build your business. So, guys, this is really, really simple. All you do is put your question about your business down in the chat below, and we begin a discussion about your business. Excuse me, I had a quick hiccup. So let's talk, guys. I'm here for you, ready to talk about your business. See how you guys are doing tonight. I want to stand up tonight, so I feel like I want to stand. So anyway, so with that being said, guys, once again, it's been a great week with my businesses. I hope that you guys have done well yourself. Hope you had a great weekend. And it's Tuesday. So if you're not familiar with Business Building Tuesday, what we do is we talk about your business. We talk about marketing, advertising, pricing, branding, literally anything business development or business advertising and marketing. Give you some ideas, work some strategies alive for you. For those that don't know me, I am Xavier. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have been now for the better part of 2 decades. And so, wanna help you guys out tonight. So let's talk. All you got to do, guys, is put the question right there in the chat. Right there in the chat. Right there in the chat. So let's talk. Let's talk about what you guys got going on in business tonight. I'm excited to talk to you guys. There's a few things that I'd love to chat about. One, I don't know if you guys have heard in the news over the past couple of days. There's a company out of the UK called Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook. I think they were like a travel agency destination type company where they did these. They planned the trips and partner with other airlines and things like that. And guys, they went out of business. They went out of business literally overnight. They made a decision almost overnight to shut down all operations, left all of their customers stranded, all parts of the world. And so I want to talk about that a little bit tonight as it relates to your business, and as your business grows, little things that you can put in place to really make sure that you are fiscally responsible in your business. In other words, that you're keeping up with your cash, you're keeping up with the money, and your business is staying on the right side of the line. In other words, you're staying debt low, right? And revenue heavy, right? So you're increasing your sales. Sales are coming in. You have great profit margins on your product or your service, and you have a good strategy to grow your business. So with that being said, guys, again, the link is right down below. Not the link, rather, but the chat is right down below. You guys know that I don't really come to teach as much as I come to help you and give you some live business coaching with your business. So let's get to it. Right down below, I know somebody's going through something with their business. I know somebody has a question about what's going on with their business. So let's talk about it tonight. Guys, in the past, we have put together funnels. We've talked about branding and marketing campaigns. Guys, like this is a great show. It's a great show. So if you're enjoying it, if you've ever seen an episode, guys, share it to your network, share it to your page, share it to whoever you need to share it to, because I really want this message that anybody has the potential to get out and make some money with skills and talents that you already know. I truly and honestly believe that. I believe entrepreneurs run the world. And it's a fact that that's what happens. And so I want to help you guys get there. It doesn't mean you need to leave your 9 to 5 today, but it does mean that there is a freedom that comes with entrepreneurship that you don't really get. And I heard someone say once before, either you're going to spend time chasing your dream, or you're going to spend time making someone else's dream come true. So as an entrepreneur, that's sort of where we stand. So guys, you guys know the way the show works, and welcome everyone that's checking in with me tonight. Welcome to the show. Once again, right down below in the chat, you can ask whatever business question you have. It could be about leadership development. It could be about you, right? And that's one of the things that we haven't talked about a whole lot, are the things that you deal with as an entrepreneur that really keep your business from growing to the place that it could be. So with that being said, guys, I'm here for you. Let me sit back down because I thought I wanted to stand. So let's talk about this really quick though, and I'll wait till for anybody to chime in with a business question. You can do a lot of different personality assessments, right? Kind of show you where your strengths and weaknesses are. But for the most part, as an entrepreneur, you already know, right? Like, you know the areas that you're not the strongest in. And we want to talk about those if you guys want to. If you want to talk about how you can become better in those areas that you know you're weak in as an entrepreneur, right? So we can talk about that tonight if you want to. Guys, if you have any questions about your business, put it right down in the chat below. I'm here for you. If you've ever seen one of these broadcasts, you know that we do some amazing work with entrepreneurs every single week. Like, we come in and we go hard. We definitely go hard for you guys, and we want to continue that because I believe that you guys are awesome. You support the show, and I'm excited that you do. But we're here to talk business, and we're here to talk about your business. There is a thought that I had this week, and I've read the article a few times, or not necessarily the article, but the mindset about what business to start next, right? And this is a general thought process, but I really, really like it. Well, hey, Brandy. Brandy is an amazing entrepreneur, guys. She has a great website. I think it's called Closet Freaks. That's her brand. It's pretty cool. But she's got some other things going on too. So, and Brandy, feel free to share any of that in the chat below. You can talk about any of that. The question is how do I go live with all these graphics or make videos showing my product when I'm talking about them, if that makes sense? Absolutely, it makes sense. So let me make this a little smaller because I know my head is big. I'll just put it over here. So there are a few softwares that you can use, Brandy. The one that I use is called Ecamm Live. Now, it is only for Mac. It is only for Mac, but it is a great software. It's cheap. Cheap is a relative word. It is a subscription-based, but there are many, many softwares out there. Now, you need to think about what you want to go live with as far as products are concerned. And so there's a couple different ways you can do your stuff, right? So you can do live shows like this. And like I said, the software that I use is Ecamm Live. Or you can do videos showing your product. And this particular software does the same thing. If you don't have a Mac, there are many others out there. Wirecast is one. I'm going to pull up a few. Let me put my glasses on, guys, so I can see. There are a few that you can definitely use, and I will share them with you. Do you want to go live just on Facebook or YouTube, or where are most of your followers? I think that's one question. And Zoom is another good one. And anytime I look at articles, I'm always looking at articles that are more relevant. There are softwares being developed literally weekly, and so you just need to see what works best for you. So this article is from 2018, and this is another software. So let me bring up my screen so that you can see that. It is not. Hold on 1 second. All right, so I'll bring this screen over. How about that? So this is just a site that I looked up, or this is just I just Googled it. So here's a few softwares. One is called BeLive. BeLive is one that I have tested. It is a good software. But I'm going to put this link in the chat so you guys have access to that. So your other question is, should you go live or should you do recordings? It is, and you already know this of you, so I'm not going to state the obvious, but there are some benefits to live as well as benefits to going, doing recording. So with the recordings, you get the opportunity to talk about the product without interruption, right? And so you can plan that a little more. So when you're selling a product and you're trying to do it, via video, one of the things you have to think about is, what are the things about this product that are really going to make my customer purchase right now, right? And so if you're going to make a video about your products, and I suggest everyone do this, it doesn't matter what product you're selling. I think that videos are definitely the way. You should pick out 3 or 4 major points that your customer cares about. Not things that the company or the manufacturer tells you are important. You have to pick things that are relevant to your customer and whatever their language is. I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes we get lost in our products and service. And as we get lost in our products and services, we change our language. So when we begin to market, we talk about things that we believe are important, but our customers don't. And when your customers don't see the value in what you're saying, because you get that opportunity. And so anyway, that's going down a rabbit hole. But so that's the benefit of recording, right? You can really pull out and plan a great broadcast in short videos. Even with advertising, videos are the way right now. The other thing of going live is it develops this, right? And so we can go back and forth. If someone has questions about a product, you can talk about that. You can, with the lives, you can not only answer questions, but it's establishing relationship, right? So it's a little different here. So yes, people can ask questions, but they can see your response live. They can tell that things are not scripted, right? They can tell that things are, just straight off the cuff, and you're talking to your audience with mistakes and flaws and all. So these are just small things to think about. I'm not going to say one is better than the other, because I don't believe that they are. I think the video within itself is great. You have to sort of make a decision on what's going to be best for you. Now, I'll give you an example, because you're trying to develop new customers. What you could do, and if you want, let's go to the board. Let's go to the board. And Brandy, just to make sure, we are talking about your website, correct? We are talking about your business. We're talking about Closet Freaks, or are we talking about another business? And I only say that because I'm going to go to the board and I want to do some things with you. I want to do a quick exercise to show you how to think about your live broadcast. So just let me know if we're talking about Closet Freaks or not. And if we are, like I said, we'll get to the board and I'll show you sort of how to think about your marketing. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go to the board. And all right, here we go. That's cool. This was something I helped somebody out with last week. Okay. So, Brandy, when you're thinking about your business, when you're thinking about a retail website, you got to think about a few things, and I'll draw it up here. Okay. So, right at the top, we need to think about. So this is ClosetFreaks.com. All right. So the first thing you need to think about is, where is your traffic coming from? So traffic to the site. And you have to make a decision, and you have to think through where these areas are going to come from. There's organic. Organic traffic are people that's looking on Google, on a search engine. And so when you start thinking about it, you need to ask yourself, what would a person type in to look for, what do you call your products? Sexual aids, adult toys. And I'm going to show you something in a second that you're going to be able to use to tell what people are looking for online, okay? So organic, and I'm going to come back to this. So these are sites like Google, Yahoo, any other search engine that's out there. Organic traffic, YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube is a search engine. You can find just as much information on YouTube as you find on Google. And of course, they're both owned by Google. That's organic. And we'll talk about some other things too with organic. Next is paid. Your paid traffic is coming from ads. You can boost a post. And that's on Facebook. Okay? And then we'll do digital. And that's like AdWords on Google. So that's AdWords. And I wouldn't think about AdWords yet. So do you see how we're breaking this down? When you think about your website, the main thing your website needs is traffic. If it doesn't have traffic, that means nobody knows about it. And if people don't know, they're not going to buy, right? And these are the areas that you need to think about. And then over here, it could definitely be referral. This is just people sharing and, sharing here, go to this website, right? All right, so this is where you start, right? Now I want to show you something really quick about Google here. And I'm gonna and this is gonna be gold, I promise. It's gonna be gold. Google, of course, we know is the search engine that you need to be ranking in. And I'm gonna show you a trick in a second, how you can do your recordings and get your stuff up in the search results in Google. So let's go first. Let's go to a screen share so I can show you what I'm talking about. That's my ugly mug. All right. So, Brandon, if you're still with me, what is a phrase? Tell me something that people would search for looking for adult toys. Okay? Help me out with that. What's something that people would look for? What will we type in to look for adult toys? And I got a few little tricks for you. So adult toys. Tell me what are people searching for? So I'm just going to put in adult toys. Okay. All right. All right. We'll do sex toys also. So I want to show you something. So, okay. All right. So let's look. So right here, okay. So right here, the volume for the search in sex toys is 550,000 searches a month. Okay? 550,000 people look for this keyword every single month. Now, this, I'm using Google Chrome, and it's this add-on. It's called Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere. And this is just an add-on for Google Chrome. So you download, if you're not using Chrome, you just, you use Chrome and that's it, right? You use Chrome and kind of go from there. Let's see, Stream Deck. Now, okay. Now, as you are using, so now that you know that these many people are looking for this particular keyword every single month, all right, what needs to happen is your videos that you record, this needs to be in the tags. It needs to be in the tags, the title, anywhere you can put this in inside of the information about the video. This is what you want to put it in. And I'll show you what I mean. All right. So anytime now this is an example of digital paid ads, right? So this is AdWords for Google. So and these people have paid, of course, Adam and Eve and Love Honey. So these are all paid because you see the ad there, right? Pink Cherry, right? So these are paid ads. Now you go into top stories. All right. These are the top stories. Then you come down. Now you're beginning to see some other stuff. And you can get up in, right after the ads, like you can be up here in this stuff, right? If you're creating videos with the proper keywords, all right? So even up here, same thing. The best sex toys. This is at InStyle.com. 24 of the best sex toys that you can get online. So these are videos that you can literally put together. You just need to plan them. It's not difficult. You just plan, what you're going to talk about. And you can't talk about everything all the time, right? So one week may be dildos. Another week may be, enhancement pills. Another week may be, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's how that goes. That's how you start thinking about your videos, the recording videos. The live videos, you don't have this type of targeting, but when you record it, you create your YouTube channel, and that's where you go, okay? Create your YouTube channel, and then these videos will go to your YouTube channel, okay? So that is just basic information. Let's go back to the board. Let's go back to the board. All right, so that was an example of organic traffic. So remember, I use Google Chrome. That's what I use to search the internet. That's my browser. Okay? And then an add-on is called Keyword Anywhere. And it's free to use. All right? And what that's going to help you do is get keywords. You can research keywords, see what people are searching for. I'm going to show you something else cool on here too. Let me show you something else pretty cool really quick before we go on. So I did my search for sex toys. All right. So it shows me all of that. What you can also do, hold on. And what this also allows you to do is you can add all keywords. I can add them all, and then I can export them to a file. So in other words, what will happen now is all of the keywords that are associated with this, the cost per click right here is $1.79. And I don't want to add all these keywords, so because I don't sell sex toys. Crap. All right, here we go. So you're at $1.79. That's the cost per click. So in other words, when you're paying for advertising, this is essentially what people are going to be, this is what you're going to be paying. The average cost is about $1.79 to get someone to your website. If you sell them something, which is the goal of having a business, right? You're going to pay $1.79 to get them there, and then you sell them. Now, when you sell them, we need to set your system up some way to do upsells, right? And so you can make that $1.79 back, but you want your average cost per item, right? Around $20, $30, right? So those are things to think about when you're thinking about this type of advertising stuff, okay? But, so as I said, these are the keywords that you're going to be able to put inside of your videos. All of these videos, this is the stuff that comes up. And you see right here, sex toys, sex toys, sex toys. This is the power of a keyword. Sex toys, sex toys. You get what I'm saying? Sex toys. I've just got to keep saying it. Sex toys. So that's the power of a keyword. That's the power of a keyword. All right? Let me know if this is making sense, guys. If it's not, now, this can be used with any business, guys. Absolutely any business can do this. Any business can make this, work for them. Okay. So, all right, screen share. That's not what I need right now. Main board. All right, here we go. All right, so let's keep rocking. Okay? That's your organic traffic. You need to start thinking about, and this is what I would start with, right here with your Facebook ads, right? Facebook ads, Instagram ads. Now, if you notice, we talked about this is the website, this is your traffic. You break your traffic down into organic, paid, and referral traffic, right? Now, with the referral traffic, you can also over here do blogs, right? And you want to have stories, right? Marriage. Something about, I don't know, same-sex relationships, homosexuality. I don't know. I don't know the stuff you should write about in your blogs, right? What I would suggest you do is you find a couple of blogs that talks about sex toys, stuff like that, relationships, and that sexual health deal. That's the way that I would actually sell my site. I wouldn't sell it as sex toys. I'd sell it as sexual health, right? I would, research and look at some of those articles because that's the traffic that's going to begin to, to flow to you. All right. So this is the traffic component. All right. The next piece is what you need to think about. So you got the website, you got the traffic coming to the site. Next, you have to build an email list. The easiest way to build an email list is give away something for free. All right? Freebie. It doesn't have to be a product, right? It could be a coupon. Coupons don't hold as much value anymore, but it very well could be a coupon. It could be a video. It could be a lot of, great stuff, right? So you got to think about that. Once you do your website, and there's, like, I can go 10 layers deep. But right now, all I want you thinking about, you already got the website. I want you to think about your traffic. Traffic, organic, paid, and referral. Google, Yahoo, all this stuff. Facebook ads. I wouldn't waste time here boosting a post. I wouldn't do that yet. It's not great. Unless you write a great article on your website in the blog section, you share it to your page and you're getting a lot of discussion, or you do a nice live video and you're getting a lot of views and a lot of discussion, then you can boost that. Outside of that, I wouldn't boost. And then over here with the digital, that's AdWords. I just showed you that. Once you start getting those videos recorded, then you start making sure that they have keywords tagged inside of them, inside of the title, so that when people are searching for sex toys, your website comes up, all right? And then after that, start building that email list. Once you build the email list, you simply send out information every single week about your business. That simple, all right? That's awesome. Great question. Great question. Great question. Thank you so much, Brandy. Thank you so much. Okay. Our next question. So what are your thoughts on budget versus dollar value of sale? I listened in on LaterCon, and they suggested that your ads budget be 3 times the average dollar sale. What have you seen in your experience? My results for business don't really validate that across all businesses. So, Gene, again, thank you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And I absolutely agree. I think that those are very high numbers. In small businesses, they're just trying to get enough money first to survive, right? To pay the bills on a regular basis. So when we start talking about ad budgets and what that ad budget should look like, I don't think that there is a hard and fast rule. I don't. When you say 3 times your average, the average dollar sale, you're telling me if I sell an item, if the average, price for my products or services is around $100, you're telling me that monthly my ad budget should be around $300. That money can soon go down a black hole with marketing. I'm sure that you've experienced it. I've seen it, right? So we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to test. And I'm going to go back to the board because I want to talk about some of these other things that people can really blow money on. And I'll give you an example. Let's go back to the board. And so I've worked with businesses that have hired people to do their ads or do their marketing, okay? And so, yeah, that wouldn't sit well. That wouldn't sit well with me either. Now, the $7,500 will make sense if you're getting a return on your investment, right? And that's what I was alluding to. So let's use this for an example. Let's say I'm doing Facebook ads and AdWords. If I'm doing Facebook ads and AdWords, my average dollar sale is $100. If I go by that rule of $300, for my ad budget or marketing budget, if I go by this set rule, if this $300 based on where, right? Based on where I'm putting the money at, if Facebook is sending me out of this 300 properly managed, properly spent, let's say I'm getting, let's say I'm getting 50 leads. 50 leads, but I'm only converting at, let's say, 5%. I'm only converting at 5%, and that's decent. That's a decent conversion. If I'm converting at 5%, that's 2.5 clients. 2.5 clients. 2.5. So I spent $300 on the marketing budget. I got 50 leads, and it's giving me, 2.5 clients. It's spending $100. That's $250 that I'm getting back. If that's what I'm getting from Facebook ads on $300, then yeah, based on that platform, yes, the model works. But it just doesn't work for every platform. Now, for a marketing agency, it's different because we can't play hard and fast with the customer's money. And most businesses don't have a really solid understanding of how to market the business. If they did, you and I wouldn't be in business, right? And they shouldn't, because they should be experts in their business, not experts in marketing. So at the end of the day, if this is the results I got from Facebook, but let's say I went over to AdWords and I got 300 leads, right? I got 300 leads with AdWords, but, maybe a 0.5% conversion. Then I still go with the Facebook, because even at a 0.5%, I still went with. I went with, of course, who bought more, who gave me the better conversion rate. And depending on what you're selling and where you're selling it, Facebook ads don't work from a money perspective with every business. It just doesn't. Sometimes an AdWord will do better. If you're doing Dubai trips, it's really about pinpointing, and you already know this, so I'm preaching to the choir. Your question was more about budget and what's a good idea to set for that budget. I would simply do the hold on. I would do what I test, right? I definitely wouldn't do this 3 times stuff. The only time I would do the 3 times, my average dollar sale, is if I know that I am working with a lead generation source that is producing. If I know it's producing, then yes, I'll invest that kind of money. I guess my basic rule is if I can put $1 in and get $2 out, that's a good budget for me, right? As I said before, I don't think it's a hard rule for anything. I think that most businesses, I've seen businesses shut down trying to market, like no joke. I've seen restaurants fold because they took a gamble on technology. They took a gamble with a company or a service or somebody that said they knew how to do marketing, and they gave them a certain amount of money, and they needed that money to pay their bills, right? So I think that it's so much that goes into determining what that marketing budget should look like. It should be something. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm making $100 a month, or if I'm making $100 on the sale, then, comfortably, 10 to 20% of that, comfortably. I would, and this is the way you structure the business, right? It goes back to that. Unfortunately, we make $1 and we spend the whole dollar on yeah. I wouldn't, girl, let me tell you, I wouldn't, because you'll end up broke. You'll end up broke, right? Now, there is a time when certain things are in place, when your lead source is solid, when you have a good freemium, right? So you have some kind of list building, piece that you're working, that's working, when you have a good customer flow from the time you get the lead to the time the purchase is made. If those things are converting, awesome. I tell anybody, dump all the money you can in marketing. When you have a system that works, the system will work. Yeah. And so, that's the thing. And that's how I would make that decision, right? So let's say your systems are perfect. Let's say your autoresponders are on point. Let's say you have a nice freemium, some way to capture somebody's attention. Let's say you have some great videos, some great momentum going into the video component, right? As well as the website. You got some good blogs. Like, the customers will have a good journey once they begin the relationship with you. Now, people are coming in, people are converting, they're joining your mailing list, you're getting deposits, things like that, then yes, absolutely dump all the money you can, into that. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for checking in, guys. So Mr. Early and I were at an event, and out of respect for the event, it is what it is. So we were at an event, and I was there as a backup speaker. And just in case one of the folks didn't show, and it was sold as an entrepreneur kind of a symposium, right? They would have this panel of entrepreneurs, and we would talk about business, how to start businesses, how to grow your business, marketing, strategies, finances. Like, we get into all of that. We sat there probably for over an hour, and we didn't do any of that. And so we met after the event, and so that's what it is. But guys, it was, so anyway, it is what it is. Guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm here with you. If you guys have, yes, politically correct, absolutely. So always be cautious of where you guys choose to spend time. And guys, and this is one of the reasons I do this broadcast. I really do. I enjoy giving back to you guys. I enjoy giving back to the entrepreneur community, those that want to start a business, those that, all that good stuff. And because I know that there are events that are out there, and that because I don't rub shoulders with some folks, right? You don't get the stage time, sometimes. And it is, so it is what it is. But I know that you guys have questions. I know that you have situations. I know that you have, businesses and livelihoods that you want to create for yourselves, and you need some real information. You need information from people that have been there and that have done it, that are doing the work, not just done it, but doing the work every single day. So that's where we are. So guys, listen, this is Business Building Tuesday, and so I'm fired up. If you guys have any questions about your business, please put it in the chat below. I've had an opportunity to talk to Brandy, who has a website. She is an online retailer. And we talked about how to find keywords, right? How to find keywords to best put into her recorded videos that she will end up putting on YouTube, putting on her website, that she continues to get some good organic traffic flowing into her business. These are one of the things that we don't talk about when we're talking about marketing in your business, right? Keywords are a big deal. And all a keyword is, guys, these are things that people may search for to find your type of business. Keywords are things that people would search for to find your type of business. And understanding how to put those keywords, that's when they talk about meta tags, things like that, that's on the back end of your site. how you title articles, blogs, how you title your website. Guys, I'm getting ready to launch a new business endeavor. It's a mobile tire repair business where we'll be putting a full tire shop inside of a trailer, and we'll actually be mobile. We'll go to people's homes and businesses and do full tire changes, rotate and balance, all that good stuff on site. Well, when I named the website the exact phrase that somebody would type in looking for that type of business, right? Because so it's easy, right? Because that's what would come up. It'd be one of the first results. And I'll show you guys, as we get the site launched and we get the business launched, I'll show you guys how those things work. But that's how you get that organic traffic, right? And then you have your paid traffic. Your paid traffic, as we were talking about with Brandy and her website, is your Facebook. It's your AdWords. It's your Instagram ads. And there are other companies that can do some digital advertising that can literally, if you guys ever went to a website, you were searching on maybe Amazon for a TV, and every website you went to after that had a TV, a similar Samsung TV that you were looking for. So there are companies that can literally put you everywhere, and you pay for those things. So anyway, so that's the way that was. And then Jen and I were talking about how much, right? So from a marketing budget, how much do you spend, right? Like how much money do you truly put into your marketing budget? And guys, like I said, 10 to 20% in the beginning, right? So 10 to 20% of every dollar you're making, you need to be putting it back into your marketing budget. Now, listen, there are times, guys, and this is the caveat when you go above that. And this is what I was just telling Jen. When your customer flow is damn near perfect, when it is, you got good organic traffic, customers are coming in, they're signing up for your free stuff, they're interacting with your blogs, interacting with your videos, you got social media set up, you got your YouTube set up, you got, like I said, you got a freemium offer, you got some way to get people plugged in to at least try your product or service, and you're converting well. So the traffic comes into your site and you're converting that traffic. People are signing up. People are engaging with you. Then you begin to bump up your marketing. And as you begin to bump up that marketing, you always test it, right? You never run just one ad. I talked about this last week. If you're running ads on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're running your ads, you never run one ad. You always, always, always run two. We call it split testing. And split testing will save you thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long run. So when you split test, you may literally run the same ad, right? Same ad. It may have a different picture, right? It may have a different headline. It may have different explainer text. And you split test them. It's got the same, whatever budget you set. So let's say it's a $10 budget. You're setting a day. You run both ads under the same budget, both ads, and then you go back in and you check it. After 24 hours, which one is converting better? Which one is performing better? And whichever one's performing better, if it's a large difference, like one is performing at, let's say it's converting at, 50%, and the other one's only converting at like 5 or 10%, cancel the 5 or 10%, put all your money into the 50%, that's a winner, right? So you run that ad campaign. Then you go back, you take the winner, and you create a brand new split. You take the things that made it win. Look at the picture. Look at the text. Look at the title. Look at the offer. Everything that's attached to the ad. And you duplicate that and maybe make one or two little tweaks. And then again, you put it right back out into the marketplace and you test it again and see which one performs better. And that's the way that you don't go broke with marketing. Now, this is the reason why I recommend most small businesses that can afford it, guys, hire a marketing agency, please. It is going to save you time and thousands of dollars in the long run with running your business. If you can focus on creating a great customer flow, that's your focus. It doesn't matter if you have an online business, if you have a brick and mortar business. If you can create a great customer experience from the first time they come in contact with your business to the time they check out, when your ads run, they're going to make you money. It's that simple. They're going to make you money. Hey guys, this is Business Building Tuesday. So listen, I'm here for you. I'm here to answer questions about your business. Like, what are you guys struggling with? All you have to do is put your question in the chat below. Put your question in the chat below, and let's talk about your business. Let's see what you guys got going on tonight. Let's see where you're struggling, where you're stuck. You may not even be struggling. You don't have to be struggling to answer a question or to ask a question. Let's just talk about sort of where you guys are stuck, because this is what business is about, right? And it doesn't matter what business you're in. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Business is business, and I think that you guys can, I think you can be amazing at whatever it is that you are doing. Michelle Amara, how you doing? If you are still on, thank you so much for checking in tonight. Michelle owns SCB TV in Henry County, right in McDonough, Georgia. And she does some really, really great work. TV advertising, has some great shows on her broadcast or on her network rather. And really, really does well. So really good people. So I thank you, Michelle, for checking me out tonight. Anybody else have any questions? I'm here for you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you guys got going on. We had a great conversation tonight with Brandy. As a adult toys website. Waiting on your questions, guys. Waiting on your questions. Let's talk. Let's talk. What are you guys struggling with? What are you guys struggling with? What are you guys struggling with? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, until you guys type your questions, I'll talk about this really quick. There is a I want you guys to look at this. Look at this headline. And this is huge. This is huge. Look at this headline. Look at that. This is a company. It's called Thomas Cook. And Thomas Cook was a travel agency, a tour business, right? And they've been around for 178 years. They literally shut down overnight and left their customers stranded. What happened, essentially, they were doing some restructuring, and they needed to come up with about $250 million in emergency financing when they declared bankruptcy, and they couldn't come up with the money. And they literally closed the doors while customers were on their trips. They didn't set a deadline. Hey guys, we're closing on this date. Like one day they were open, the next day they were closed. And these are things that we have to be aware of and mindful of in our businesses, guys. When in business, you guys are here for one reason, and that is to make a profit. Like, that's it. That is the only reason you're in business, is to make a profit. And if you are not making a profit in your business, you are setting yourself up for failure. Now, this is some of the things that you need to begin to think about. And I'm working with a young lady now who has a business in St. Louis. We've talked a few times on the show. She has a great business. But this is what we talked about, is this company has been around for 178 years. Customers demanded how they changed their business, right? They didn't move with the times for business, for their specific industry. And the company, some companies just refuse to change, right? They just refuse to kind of do the things that they needed to do to grow, right? And so what happened is they went to get some funding from these different folks, right? And the deal was almost done. And all of a sudden, there was a last minute requirement that said, hey, you need to come up with an additional $250 million. And they couldn't come up with it. And so, and a lot of things go into that. A lot of things go into various businesses and go into loans. Anytime you have various companies reaching in to do those things, and this is what normally happens when companies are in financial in a financial decline. And you can go back and research the story with Apple back in the day when they brought Steve Jobs back. Steve Jobs could create anything. He could create money wherever he went. I mean, he did exceptionally well when he went over to Pixar. Pixar had a couple of failed, movies. Back in the Lilo and Stitch days, they brought on Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs was able to turn that thing around amazingly, right? Well, unfortunately, during that same time, Apple began to have a decline. They hadn't came up with anything of significance, right? The computers were average. It wasn't anything great. They brought Steve Jobs back, and Steve Jobs began to play with a project that was actually presented to another company, a competitor, and the competitor didn't want anything to do with it, and it was called the iPod. And so I remember the advertisements for the iPod back in the day, and it was 1,000 songs in your pocket. And Apple was in had some financial issues of themselves, and when Steve Jobs came back, of course things turned around for Apple. But I said all of that to say, oftentimes when companies are running into these financial ruin situations, they remove the leader, right? So when if there's a buyout or if there's an investment group that comes in, they want the leader gone, because they figure if the leader was a good leader and they could save the company, then they wouldn't need this additional money. And so the same situation, similar, happened with Thomas Cook. Unfortunately, this wasn't their first time having some financial issues, and so that's what it is. This is coming from the New York Times website. Talks about some of the problems that they had. And guys, I'm still answering questions about your business. So if you do have any questions about your business, go ahead and put it in the chat below. But in the meantime, I'll talk about this Thomas Cook company and why they shut down. So one, they said the travel bookings business has increasingly moved online. Cook's business strategy largely did not, though it announced an alliance with Expedia in 2017. It relied heavily on physical stores and telephone assistants. Globally, the brand operated more than 600 physical stores called high street stores in the United Kingdom, and the location on the town's main commercial street. Something to think about, right? So who goes into a physical location to book a flight? Like, nobody does that. That's not what we do. If they were still doing that, do you kind of see where some of these problems, where they were? Declining interest in package tours. So they talked about this, and you have to pay attention to the market, guys. As much as you want, you can try to make your business, I'm going to make my customers want me. No, customers want what they want. They're spending their money. This is what it is. So, if the market is showing a decline in the thing, it's just showing a decline in the thing. That's it. And then in the early 2000s, they moved into the airline business. So the company slowly absorbed Condor, which was a small airline company. And they went from travel agency to airline. And, well, you see how that went. So you're trying to do a travel agency and own the airline. It's a little different. Said May Thomas Cook's chief executive warned that the Brexit process had led many UK customers to delay their holiday plans for the summer. So this is something that's interesting because this is more of a government issue, right? And, so 600,000 travelers who booked flights through October 6th will be flown home. Cobbled together with a fleet of airplanes, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. And I'll probably end up doing another video going over this in a little bit more detail. But they failed to convert with the times, guys. And so as you're operating your business, it's really important that you stay attached to the trends for your industry. Know what your industry is going to, where it's going, or what it's doing. It's going to take a lot of research. It's going to take paying attention to the marketplace. If you're in online retail, online retail has shut down multiple major businesses, right? Just going online. Netflix, Redbox, these type of companies change the way that we consume content. They change the way we do video, right? So these are the things that you need to think through. These are things you need to think through. So what do you do? What do you do with that? And make sure that you guys stay, like I said, stay attentive to your business and making sure that you're operating in a manner that makes sense for your business. If it doesn't, then you need to find a different direction. You need to find a different direction to go into, because if not, like I say, you're going to be just like these folks, and it's unfortunate, It's unfortunate what they went through. It's unfortunate how they have turned into it, and it's a tough deal. But it is definitely something that we need to learn from as entrepreneurs. And we look at them as major companies and say it could never happen to us. But there are smaller companies that are closed down every single day because we don't make good decisions about the day-to-day operations, right? I've always heard that the devil is in the details. And if you're going to operate your business, you damn sure better get good with the details. You better or hire someone that is, right? And go from there. So let's talk, guys. Are there any more questions? Anyone else got any more questions for me tonight? Want to talk about your business any? Talk about sort of where you guys are and what needs to happen and where you're stuck. You guys see all my contact information below. I changed the name on my marketing company, guys. At first it was Marvelous Marketing. I'm an Avengers fan. Changed it to the marketing agency. Go figure. But, all right. I don't see anything else, guys. All right. You guys have been freaking awesome all night. Until next time, you guys have a freaking awesome evening. All right? Take care.